Welcome back. You're watching Newslink on DSTV channel 403. Now, the trial against the 5 men accused of killing Senzo Meyiwa continues this morning. Yesterday, forensic officer Thabo Masia took the stand at the High Court in Pretoria. Slindelo Masikane is watching this case for us and joins us now. Good morning, Slindelo. A lot happening yesterday. We heard Advocate Defo contending that those who took Senzo Meyiwa's body to hospital should in fact also be charged for murder. Talk to us about that.
Well, what we saw yesterday was Advocate Malesela Defo basically laying out the defense for his client by introducing a alternative, or should I say secondary docket, which was being investigated by another team of investigators into the Meyiwa murder. And that particular docket, we know that it's labeled or numbered the 375 docket. That docket points to those in the house as the ones who should be charged with murder as well as defeating the ends of justice. That docket contends that nobody entered that house on the eve of which Senzo Meyiwa was killed, and that the murderer is actually in the house. What Defo also put to the forensic officer was that the scene was staged, that it was contaminated, and also introduced an affidavit that Mosia had deposed in connection with that docket, where he actually concedes that the crime scene may have been compromised due to the time that had lapsed between him being called to the scene and attending to it and the time that Meyiwa was shot. There's about a 4-hour gap in which we don't know exactly what happened. What we do know is that Meyiwa was transported to the nearest hospital in Vosloorus when he was shot. Defo then went further to say that those in the house or those who took him to the hospital were not actually trying to save his life, but were actually, to quote him, going to dump his body at the crime scene. So what we're going to see today is, of course, the continuation of cross-examination. We've just got a few more minutes to go before court proceedings begin. You can see that all role players are here in court. We have Advocate Malesela Defo, the State Prosecutor George Baloyi, as well as Advocate Zandile Mshololo for accused number 5, who we are expecting to begin her cross-examination finally today for her client, that is Fisogutle Nduli, that is accused number 5. We understand that Defo says he wants about 10 more minutes with the first state witness, that is Thabo Masia, but also Defo labeling Masia as an unreliable witness, as well as telling the courts that we cannot trust anything that he submitted because of the contradictions between his testimony and what he had submitted in that secondary affidavit for the secondary docket. You can see also to my right that the court registrar has arrived. She's actually brought in the files for the judge. I want to quickly move with my colleague Joe Matlala towards the gallery. This is where I have spotted Advocate Kherinal for the family. This week I have not actually seen anyone from the family, I think it's going to be quite interesting to hear from Kheri exactly what's happening around that. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Well, yourself?
I'm good. Okay, so it seems we're getting somewhere with this case in terms of possibly wrapping up with the first witness today. You heard some of the testimony and that secondary affidavit that was submitted by Defo. Just your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on that is certainly, I don't want to deal with the facts, but the prosecution won't be concerned. I'm not concerned. Nothing happened in court that we did not expect. Everything that happened, everybody expected that's been involved in this matter. So I'm not concerned. As I said over and over, it's early days. It's a first witness. I hope you're right in saying that we'll manage to finalize the first witness today. I'm not that, I don't think it'll happen. I think we might be here with a witness for a bit longer than a day. But certainly, one good thing about what happened yesterday is that for now we have the defense. And the defense would make clear what their version would be and why they're pleading not guilty. So that is good. That's good for the state. The state will now know, and the state will then present evidence to cover all those allegations that were made yesterday. But no, I'm not concerned at all.
Yeah, I've noticed this week that the Meyiwa family has not come down to sit through these proceedings. Can you maybe elaborate on why?
It's really sad, though, but we've agreed with them that to sit in court and just go through the first witness on the scene and to stay in Pretoria, travel all this way up here, to be away from home for weeks at end, and we only deal with the first witness is not fair. It's not fair to them, but we've agreed with them, and they agree that as soon as something happens and the witnesses that really testify the merits of the matter, they will come up again and we will assist them through the trial.
Yeah, we heard an F-bomb in court today and a lot of speculation around the language and the style that's being used to cross-examine the first witness. Have you picked up any issues?
I've seen what you've seen on social media. I'm shocked and disappointed. I'm old school, perhaps just old. People would say that, and I'll agree. I just believe in the decorum of the High Court of South Africa. I think we're busy with something very serious, and I expect the integrity of the court and the decorum of the court, so I wouldn't want to say anything more than that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That is Advocate Kheri now from the private prosecutions body of AfriForum, here on a watch brief for the Meyiwa family. You can see to my right there's a screen that's been set up, and that screen, Advocate Mshololo for accused number 5 says that she's going to use in terms of leading her cross-examination. And then you can see as well that Sergeant Thabo Masia is in the witness box getting ready for the continuation of cross-examination, and the accused as well, all 5 of them seated as we await for the judge to make his way inside court.
All right, Sindelo, we'll leave it there for now and shortly return at 10 when court does in fact commence. That's Sindelo Masekane out at the Senzo Meyiwa case for us. More news